Welcome to the rap scene. My name is Jay. I'm your host. And we got my girl.
Hey, Shirley Jill. Pleasure.
And we got a special guest in the house, a hip-hop legend, a West Coast veteran. Should I say any more?
Tupac.
Nah.
What's going on, man? Ras Kass.
We got the only Ras Kass in the house. Thank you for joining us.
Lyrical legend.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
Shirley, for the temples.
Of course. Can't wait for y'all to drink them.
Yeah, that's nice. Maybe some vodka. No, I'm really tasty.
Exactly.
Just because you mentioned Tupac, have you guys seen Tupac, Dear Mama docuseries?
No, I haven't.
So fire.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
What's so good about it?
Where's it at? What's it on?
It's on FX and then it's on Hulu.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So Alan Hughes made it.
Yes.
It's 5 episodes, but it really sheds light on like Afena Shakur's life, with the impact she had.
Right.
Tupac's backstory, I just found out last night I watched the episode and they were saying that the police kept his dad away from him. That
for
was
real?
like a thing because his dad was a Black Panther too.
Right.
It's just there's so many layers, bro.
That's true.
Man.
And that's interesting because I know you, Ras Kass, you got a lot of support, from the Bay Area.
Yeah, man. I just was talking to Money B yesterday.
Okay.
His big brother.
Right.
Which is how I met Tupac and all of them.
So. Okay.
Well, I met Pac on both sides because Thug Life, Rated and all of them were my homeboys.
Right.
Back then, let's say, if I'm 16, maybe they're 18, 19.
Right.
But we're running around
Right.
Crenshaw and, the West Side.
Okay.
Out and about. So we were all homeboys. But yeah, man. Yeah.
What was the moment you met Tupac?
I'm trying to think the first time I met Pac. I want to say the first time I met him, he was in a session that I just went to, maybe with Coolio or something.
Oh, wow.
What year was this?
90.
So was he still with the Digital Underground? Was he still with that camp or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is not the Tupac if my homies called. This wasn't that Tupac yet. Or,
nah.
Okay.
Not even Coolio. Wino. Not
Okay.
Coolio, because I didn't meet Coolio until really I got out of jail, which was 95.
Okay.
So before that, Wino and Battle Cat were they kind of they discovered my talent, Battle Cat, and then Wino and Coolio produced me. So from 91 on or whatever. So just being around he was in a session.
Right.
I'm a young boy in a session.
And this is when he was still in Oakland, in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he still came out to work with people and had homies, and so that was the first time I met, bro. I don't think I was really on his radar like that. Everybody gets introduced. Oh, what's up? That's Tupac. Whatever. It's always cool. And then around that time, I had already met Mun.
Okay.
So there used to have something. There was a seminar in San Francisco, and I can't remember what the name of it was. So around 92-ish, 1-ish, I met Mun.
Okay.
I had a demo out, and he just always supported me. And so that was kind of my beginning of getting Bay Love. So I kind of knew, by extension, I knew the Loonies already. Because Mun fucked with me heavy.
Right.
And met Shock and Pac. And,
exactly.
And hit Mun's little cousin, who's not little, Cletus Mack. He was big. So if you see a lot of pictures, sometimes it's just light skinned, little chubby cheek goon. He's like Baby New Year, Baby Huey and shit. So he would. We're really tight. Right. One of my best friends, and then Numbskull from the Loonies is day one bestie.
Right.
So we were tight. So we come across, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of that, because I know you mentioned the Loonies and the Yukmouth and things like that, but you was also in the group as well, Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Oh, so it's still Bay niggas. Okay. So
I love the Bay so much.
Wake Up Show. That's how it starts.
Seriously?
Yeah. Sway.
Okay. Sway and Tech. Yeah.
So this is what now I'm out of jail. and I got to come up with a new demo, and I rhyme, and Wake Up Show gives me, the platform.
Yeah.
And we should shout out Mike Nardone because he was the first person to play it after K-Day, but on FM radio, he started playing. He had a show. Mike Nardone had a show.
Right.
And then they folded Mike Nardone's show, and the Wake Up Show was Oakland.
Okay.
In Frisco.
Right.
Then they brought Sway taking them down, and they were the platform for hip hop. Period.
Okay.
So they had basically, it was gladiator school.
Right.
They let you come on and if people battle, and if you got destroyed, don't come back up here.
Right.
Obviously, if you were from New York, that was the platform. So that Jay-Z, there was no morning radio. You're not Biggie and the Jay-Z's, none of that. No morning. You wasn't going on no show. Right. So the only platform you had was the Wake Up Show. So everybody had to go to the Wake Up Show. Right.
And this is on the West Coast.
Yeah. Period. And so, young boy, me, hungry, out of CYA, whatever. And I was, hungry.
Right.
Going to burn niggas down. So Rhino bring me up there, Coolio, whatever. I was, doing my thing. And then a dude that looked like Redman was rapping one time. Oh, no, this time I went with Coolio. Okay. So I was sitting with Coolio. Coolio might have had County Line out. Right. And it's like two different worlds because, Coolio, gangster rapper, but then Coolio's music comes out. We go get on there. Coolio rapped, I rapped, and then the dude that he had a Helly Hansen jacket, big afro, and he raps, and he, now you in the county line, standing next to Coolio. Right. It was Exhibit. So I'm like, good line. I like that, whatever. And he came up, he introduced himself afterwards, and then we locked in. So me and Exhibit was tight. Fast forward, maybe within a couple of months, I have a show where I open up I have a show that I go to, and it's KRS-One. KRS-One's rhyming, and the opening act is Saphir. Okay. I don't know him at all. I just know I'm like, oh, that's the dude from Innocent Society. Right. One of the girls. Exactly. Yeah, I remember that part. I'm in the movie theater. I shoot him. I'm like, man, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm thinking he's more of the actor dude, but he gets up and he rhymes. Right. I mean, he's performing, he's opening up. And I'll never forget that he didn't have a DJ, and he was doing it from his phone, which didn't exist at that time. Right. So it's interesting. I just remember him like having a DJ with his phone, put it there, and then perform. Went up to him, was like, "Man, you dope. I'm Ras Kass." In one ear, out the other. He didn't give a shit. Right. And then Sway and them were putting together they were able to do a certain amount of songs for the Street Fighter soundtrack. Okay. They made that Come With It beat, and then they asked me, Amon, and Saphir to do that record. That became a single. I got my record deal. Exhibit got his at Loud right after that. And we had a show in Frisco. If I had a show, Exhibit went with me. Exhibit had a show, I'd go with him. Second mic, but whatever. We both put on our singles. So exactly. Buddy ball. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we had a show in Frisco. And then I remember Saphir came on the stage. And we rocked it. It was packed. We killed it. And we were all backstage afterwards drinking. And people was like, man, did y'all plan that, man? They all just look good together. Right, like, it's dope, the chemistry, yeah. Right. And he's like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. They got to know each other, Saphir and Exhibit. I was kind of the glue. Right, and put everything together. No, I didn't put it together. I just happened to know Saphir because we had the song together. Right. And then we were all fans of each other by then. Paparazzi was out. So it organically came. Yeah, organically. We was like, yo, we should be in a squad. Like, fuck it, let's do it. Okay. And that's how it happened. Okay.
What happened?
Oh, we became this group called Golden State Warriors.
No, what happened with the group?
The breakup.
Oh, it's never really was a breakup, to be perfectly honest. I'll have to take the responsibility for that. So, Saphir was signed to, not Rick Rubin's label. He was signed to somebody else. A big, another label, but it wasn't really a hip-hop label, but he had his own deal. Exhibit was signed to Loud. I was signed to Priority. Exactly. Okay. My company wasn't, it just didn't get it. Okay. My company undermined and really, Right. Jay-Z was my label mate, and Jay-Z's first album sold nothing. Yeah. It wasn't until he left and went to, got that opportunity to leave and went to Def Jam that he got to become Jay-Z. Oh, yeah, today. Yeah. Okay. He was, our company completely, underperformed, and didn't do well for many talented artists and execs that would go on to other labels and like crush it. They just didn't have a vision. And so the saddest thing about the Golden State Warriors, and I always have to eat it, is that Exhibit, because Snoop was our label mate too.
Right, he was.
But Snoop can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's the marquee player of the you know what I'm saying? It's him and Cube, and, you know what I'm saying? Master P, you know.
I remember Master P.
With all our label mates, but Snoop is Snoop. You know what I'm saying? It's like a comic book, but he's a Crip. Murder was the case, but he's funny. With Martha Stewart, he's like everything. He's my favorite person. You know what I'm saying? He's hilarious. And so, Exhibit, I'm with Dre, Ghetto Fabulous. My company fumbles my hit. I'm the nigga right before Eminem. They fumble my record with Dre. Damn. Ruined for... Dre's like, what happened here? Nigga, I'm on the second floor. He's like, your company whack, bro. Damn. I'm like, damn, bro, that shit hurts. So
where did they fuck up
at? I have it from a source that the head of radio, the exec, deaded my record. He didn't want me to. He's a black guy too. He apologized to me later in life, but he ruined my career. Yeah, I ended up almost spitting on him and fucking him up at a Source Awards. But
it'd be like that crazy. At the Source Awards.
Yeah, it went down. That's a whole different story. Yeah. But so basically, they just weren't a good. They didn't know how to promote. NWA was lightning in a bottle. Like anybody that was able to have enough money, you had to put it out, and the shit was gonna do what it did. Exactly. Same thing with Master P. It was an anomaly. It's the beginning of the South. Right. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that would have signed it was gonna fucking win. If you could distribute it, black people were no black distributors, so that's what they were there for. So I had told the owner a few times that you don't know how to promote. You think you just put some benches on Crenshaw
and that's it,
and you put it out, and then it does NWA numbers. And you have Boot Camp Click, you got Jay-Z, you got Ras Kass, you got all these talented people, and you keep trying to market everybody the same way and with different artists. So you're failing them.
And different regions too.
Exactly. He's from New York, you know, whatever. I'm a lyrical person. My marketing has to be different. Than I'm not Snoop. I'm not going to come out and put an off-cut with the homies.
Or Ice Cube. Or Master P. Exactly.
So they didn't understand that. So they fumbled on that. And then back to the story about Exhibit. Bitch Please came out afterwards. And the ironic part was, you know, it's on Snoop's album. Now Exhibit is a platinum artist. He takes off. And I remember he got a deal for the Golden State for our group. Gets $1 million deal. And then my company gets groupie. They get groupie. So all of a sudden, like, well, we're going to go do this deal with Columbia, you know, basically Def Jam. You didn't do anything because you didn't get the Dr. Dre record. That's because he fucks with me. Now my friend has blown up. He's gotten us a deal with Def Jam that Dr. Dre is going to produce these records. And now you're greedy and asking for extra shit. Well, we need Exhibit on 7 Christmas albums. Like, my G, come on, my dude. You're groupie. You didn't help. You didn't give a fuck if Exhibit was on any of my albums, which he was, but you didn't care. You didn't blow him up. Loud did that, and Dr. Dre and Snoopy Dogg did, but you didn't. And I just gave you Dr. Dre, and you fumbled on that, and now you asking the man for all kind of extra shit, and it just eventually just fell apart. He lost that deal, and so that's why I say it's my fault. I signed to a label that just really greedy, no vision. They didn't have no vision for me. I always try to explain that to people. And I'm not trying to, you know, every artist is different, but in terms of talent, I'm no less than Jay-Z. I'm just, and Jay-Z was opening up for me because that's how much his records didn't sell.
What was that?
Because his records didn't sell because his company, our company, didn't know how to promote them.
Didn't know how to.
So the record did not resonate. Reasonable doubt.
Footage of that?
100%. It's not a big deal.
And let me ask you.
It don't matter. I'm not talking. Eminem opened up for me, and he's older than me. That don't matter. The talent is the talent. If you don't market it, it's nobody knows. So who cares? People are reactive, and they only know what what you show them. And if you don't expose people to things they don't know, how am I gonna go to fucking Japan and know what Kobe beef is? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I may not, you know what I'm saying, or where to go to get the best. I don't know. You gotta Google something. You gotta be told. And so we weren't marketed well. They fought with us when we told them how to market us. Right. Like Jay-Z famously had an argument or fallout with the company because we had a Priority van. It was just, you know, like an 18 van. Right. It said Priority. And I remember it was like a Power 106 thing. And by this time I already got whatever. I might have had a Lexus or something. Okay. So, and I you know, we all know each other and, you know, get along or whatever. Right. But I remember, we label mates. Yeah. Some click more than others. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Cube is Cube. Right. Holy Grail. He don't really speak to nobody. He'll come in and be gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Snoopy Dogg coming. I'm from Carson. They Long Beach niggas, we all know each other. Oh, what up, guys? You know what I'm saying? They fuck that. They over shooting dice and doing that. What y'all doing after this? I don't know. Badass run through. We on some bullshit. That's all. So everybody's relationships are different in there. Mac 10 was always super cool. I just love Mac. Mac always showed me love and shit. Okay. But long story short, you know, Jay, we're the lyrical niggas. You know what I'm saying? So our clique is a little different. Let me ask you this. Did y'all have a battle? No. Okay. No. Okay. But just the famous story about, well, the infamous story about Jay-Z is he gets into town. It's this Power 106 event. Okay. And they pull up in the Priority van. Like, yeah, you got to do your in-stores. And blah, blah. Yeah. And he's like, I can't get into that. I'm Jay-Z. You don't get it? Like, Jay-Z is like, I need like a Ferrari. I'm Jay-Z. Right. And they're like, you gonna get your ass in this van or we out. Right. And sure enough, he was like, we'll be out. He went rented his own Testarossa Ferrari. Wow. He's older than, he's older. Yeah. You know, I got in young. I'm like 17 trying to act like I was 19. Yeah. But Jay might be 20, 21. Okay. You're like, fuck that. I know my brand and you ain't gonna ruin my brand by putting me in no fucking 18 van with my people. Right. And that was the difference. They just didn't get it. Okay. They didn't understand that Jay-Z's whole image was 4.0, 4.6, cocksucker beat it. Exactly. He told you what it was, rich nigga rhetoric. So he couldn't sell rich nigga rhetoric from this fucking company 18 grand. Yeah. You know, so it wasn't going to work. Okay. And that's why his record came out and it didn't work. Not that the record wasn't an amazing record. Yeah. It just wasn't going to work there. So they just didn't really understand his vision at that time. Well, they had a one-size-fits-all approach to marketing artists. Couldn't cut it. And they you know, affected quite a few artists that, some escaped, some didn't. I was kind of one of the last ones to get off the Titanic, but, they just didn't get it. They still don't. And then we were bought by a company that really didn't get it. What company is that? Capital. So what I call the round building. Okay. So then I wanted to, I would get physical reactions to the round building. Like, they didn't give a fuck about black music. So now it's like, Faith Evans, a few of us looking around. Snoop's almost out of there. He's like, I only got one more. I'm going, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We sitting around like, fuck. They don't get it. And they don't care. Right. Because they got Kylie Minogue and they got, they had the Beatles, they got the first one. Yeah. The Beatles. They're going to remaster it and put fucking Paul McCartney farting on one record. Brand new, unreleased. And they're going to sell 1 million of them. So, with no overhead. So that's what they were doing. That's the house that the Beatles built. Right. It was one plaque with like MC Hammer. And the period aside from that, what's her name? Katy Perry. They got a new one. Great tits. Right. Period. They don't care about niggas there. So I called it the Plantation. Okay. So that was the Plantation. Why were we there in the first place? It was like 6 or 7 artists, and we just like, and a company that just didn't get it. Right. It was like, why'd you sign us? Like, why you got us over here? You're like, fucking out.
What was your contract with them?
I signed a 5-album contract, but magically I could never get a third one out. So it was like, I'm like 6 years and then trying to get my 3rd album out. I'm like, man, fuck what would you say was the holdup? Like, what was like there's political shit. When you sign a contract, people think signing a contract to a label, it's done. That's the beginning. Yeah. There are politics within your label. Right. Getting shelved has to be the worst feeling. I didn't even get shelved initially. My shit is, my 3rd record is right 2000 when Capitol's about to merge. Okay. Capitol's going to buy Priority. Right. And so nobody's doing their job. Everybody's sending out resumes. You know what I'm saying? So after 2 years of putting a project together, it's about to come out. Good record.
Yeah.
Ain't shit. You know, Rick Ross. I'm not Rick Ross. Rick Rock, the producer. Everybody who's current, you know.
Pretty much went through that.
Scott Storch. I got all the hits. I got all the people you need on the beat. You know what I'm saying? I got a Dre record. No, I didn't have a Dre record on this one. Whatever. I got a Kanye. No, the Kanye record comes afterwards. Whatever. Anyway.
Okay.
I got 80% of what you need to have a current banging record.
And you work with a lot of producers too.
Yeah, I've been blessed to work with.
And out of all the producers you work with, who's like the favorite you like?
I don't have a favorite band. Everybody, you know, everybody's unique, man. Energy.
Right.
Energy. And you might catch somebody on a good day or a bad day.
Okay. So it just depends. So it can be an upcoming producer who can just give you that heat.
Yeah, I always said to my grandma, make the beat. I don't give a fuck if it's fire. The problem is people are groupies. And they are. So people, if I say right now I got a song with Eminem, Drake, and, you know, whoever, girl, Ice Spice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas care more. As opposed to if you just hear something and like it for what it is. We became like brand groupies, even in music.
Right.
And that's unfortunate.
And you was like one of the rappers too who also worked with Alchemist as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
He's like...
You know,
that's a little story there, right? I met him recently. I gave him my string.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was just with Big Twins from Memphis Mob, and they're very close.
Okay. Because it was I think one of the podcasts you did, and I think what was interesting, Raj, was like his beats being so cheap back then. I think you said something like $750 or something like that. And you know, and today, like people like, what?
You keep it in a buck. That's
you know what I mean?
It's the grind, though.
Yeah. And
I
this
mean,
is back in the 90s, though.
Yeah.
So
today,
like people like, man, I would love to have his beat. Of course, I can afford his beat. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Well, you talking about you talking about a time where literally labels said no unsolicited music.
Okay.
For one.
Right.
So you don't have access. This ain't no. Ain't no Instagram, none of that.
Right.
How are you gonna ever which kind of social media fucked up the experience of what being an artist is. Now everybody's a superstar.
Okay.
Everybody has access.
Right.
Everybody in each other's DMs and shit.
Right.
So, he was an underproducer of mugs.
Right.
So he's paying his dues. People pay dues, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pharrell was an underproducer of fucking Teddy Riley.
Wow.
That's true.
So people don't know, like niggas.
Remember that.
Niggas be paying back then. Niggas had to pay dues.
Right.
You'd have made a hit, Rump Shaker or whatever the fuck, and a nigga placed his name on it, and he either gave you 10 racks. You was happy with the 10 until you seen that motherfucker sell 10 million, and you like, wait a second.
Exactly.
But you couldn't.
But that was common.
But you couldn't get so and so on that record. Right. Teddy Riley could get Guy or whoever. You understand what I'm saying? So that was the trade-off back then. So I wasn't saying that about Alchemist to disrespect him.
Right.
It was the fact.
The grind.
No, the fact of the matter was because we were in New York, young boys in New York, we were all we had. I had my budget. Yeah. And so I doubled what his rate was. I know what he asked for. Right. I know what I gave him.
Right.
If he was real with himself, he would just say that because tell the truth, shame the devil. I don't have, my biggest problem with that was just always stop lying, my G. It's like 20 years later. Right. And that shit's corny. Right. Like to lie about it at this point, it's just whack, my G. Right. And
for those who don't know, what did he lie about?
He lied about a beat and how it was sold, and he sold it to Jadakiss again. Now, me and Jay, we gonna make it his home sweet home. And I have documentation that always wins because rest in peace, K Slate. That was on K Slate mixtape.
Right.
So I dropped that record 6 months before We Gonna Make It ever came out.
Right.
On Slate shit.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Storm Buck Wild had a show with Moni Love, like a local TV show, and I performed it at the same time 6 months before.
Before Jadakiss.
Before We Gonna Make It. Before all that. Period.
Yeah.
So, we can go to Capitol now. I'm sure in a dusty bin there's a copy of the contract and the check. The check was cashed. So the rest is just say, look, man, I did the wrong thing at the time, but it worked out the right way. Because my record didn't come out anyway.
Right.
That's when the merger was happening.
Right.
And so, like my shit merged. They gave me an option to either put the record out. It was not going to perform because nobody did their job, or go back and do kind of reset and use what I want and get a new budget and do another album. So I kind of was going to skip my third album and go to my fourth, which was Golden Child. Right. And that was the premiere record. We had a new Dre record. We got a Kanye record. All these other things. And so, and I wasn't tripping off. I wasn't tripping off that record. I actually used it on the album, and DJ Khalil did a record called Kiss You. Right. And we only used like a couple of minutes of the it's not that we gonna make it beat of the Home Sweet Home beat. And then I said, it was like, fuck this beat. And I'm like, you groupie, and then it goes to another beat. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I could have cease and desisted. I know. I could have cease and desisted.
And you didn't.
I'm a fan of the Locks. Exactly. And I always felt like, and I told them that, and I didn't tell the people that. I just sing styles of them. Because it comes up, that's kind of their biggest record. Right. For me, I always say, well, at least I had a good ear. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I picked the, and at least it went the right place because my record never would have, like my vinyls were made and all that shit. Yeah. Like there's priority records that say Home Sweet Home, produced by Alchemist, like, my nigga, ain't no company gonna do all that shit when they don't own it, bro. Exactly. So we have we got the receipts on out. You know what I'm saying? It's just he got a megaphone where he runs out and then he tells his little weird ass lie and it goes back and all of a sudden it was because Nas wanted it. Get out of here, bro. Like stop, my G. Like all in retrospect, all of a sudden everybody wanted. Jesus came, rose again, and he wanted to buy the beat. It was so hot. Like knock it off, my G.
But I'm sure. Back in them days too, that was kind of common with certain artists.
No, because you get fucked up for that. Right. Niggas get beat up for double selling beats, bro.
That's true.
Period. And that's why I said that's what would have happened if I would have pulled that card on, bro. He would. That nigga, Rough Riders, them niggas ain't punks. Right. Strangulation, nigga. They would have chased him out of New York. Right. Damn. Right. And then he would have came here with waiting arms for me to punch him out. So it was bad. Yeah. And that was another reason why I was like, yeah. And really, the damage is done to Jadakiss if we cease and desist it. It's not a digital world. Right. You ship it. He shipped gold or platinum. Either one is bad. Right. 500,000 vinyls that you got to burn up. Yeah. They're gonna kill that boy. They would have killed him. Yeah. Yeah. Nigga, do you understand how much it costs to manufacture 500,000 CDs, tapes, and vinyls? And this guy lied. Yeah. And now we gotta melt them. Yeah. Fucked.
That wasn't gonna happen.
Oh no, it wasn't gonna happen. Right. If I called that audible, it happened. Yeah. And you got Jews, we got Jews too, nigga. My Jews was around building, nigga, beat those money. And when they say no, and the funny shit is, they had some weird competition with Def Jam anyway. They didn't like them, but it's like, Def Jam don't give a fuck about you. Y'all should be whack, nigga. You got dope artists that you can't win on, and they just took Jay and took him over the top, nigga. The same nigga you was talking shit about. So it's like a scrub, talking about E. Kobe. Like, knock it off, bro. Yeah. Like you're not the guy. Right. You're in the wrong company. You should be in competition with yourself, company. Yeah. So, but they wanted to do it. Yeah. If I would have asked them, if they asked me that Monday, like, hey, it's your record, isn't it? They never heard. Right. They're like, well, we just gonna send it to Steve. I'm like, man, don't do that, man. It's cool.
But see, that was big of you though.
Yeah, but after 20 years of a nigga lying, I'm like, hey, maybe I should have. You know what I mean? Because I didn't get a lot of thank yous. I get a nigga kind of acting funny about it. Right. So I don't like that. Yeah. So don't take kindness for weakness. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in retrospect, a part of me is like, maybe I should have tumbled the house and see if you still be alive today. Right. Because I know I'm 100% in my right. Yeah. But sometimes I feel like I did the wrong thing for the right reason. Okay.
I feel like you took the high road.
Yeah, fuck that sometimes, though. It's not about some people only understand ass whooping, devastation, destruction. It's part of how the world works, bro. Yeah. Not everybody. Some people you could talk to and be cool with. And some people only respect power. And that flex was going to be a powerful flex. It would It would have been a lot of damage done, but I didn't do it. I didn't. It wouldn't have been my fault.
Right.
I would have only been protecting my best interest.
And you was in the right too. I mean, that was
again, within my legal rights,
right. Yeah.
Not even the morality of it.
Right.
It's my rights. I purchased something and you're reselling it, and it's not yours to sell anymore. You cashed a check, you signed a contract,
and you have paperwork.
So you're done.
Yeah.
This ain't my feelings. I wouldn't have pressed this long if it was some made up story. Bro, it's full of shit. That's why story changed like 2 or 3 different times. Now Jay-Z and Nas wanted to buy it. Get the fuck out of here, my guy. Yeah. I lived with Jay-Z. Nigga, you niggas never played that beat at the time. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I know all the A&Rs over there. Stop it, my G.
Yeah.
It's your magic stories.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, what beat did you place on Nas and Jay-Z record at that time?
Right.
Since niggas wanted all your beats.
Yeah. And this is stuff that people don't know. So, you clean up a lot of things.
It's just facts.
Yeah, you clean up a lot of things.
Come on, nigga. You place it on Muggs Records as an under-producer, and you place it on Mobb Deep Records kind of as the under-producer would have it. That's just the facts.
Right.
And that's no disrespect. Nigga's super talented. Yeah. Nigga, Eminem had to start somewhere. Everybody got to say, you don't start at the top, nigga.
Right.
So we all grinded. You know what I'm saying? I was in fucking Battle Cat Garage back in his house on Arlington, nigga. My mama dropped me off with his kids, nigga. You start somewhere.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. That is humbling. But that part, that honesty is the part that is the motivation anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like when people not honest about it because, end of the day, you got the bread off of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You really don't even want to just tell the truth to yourself.
Y'all never had a conversation about it?
Yeah, conversations. We was cool for a minute, but then, I'll be getting funny bunny. You know what I'm saying? And then he start coming back out with this narrative. That's why I addressed it the last time. It's just like, dude, there's layers to this shit. We can get in depth. There's some shit I'm leaving out, nigga, that ain't gonna make me look bad.
Right.
And nigga, I got at least 2 nuggets, nigga, darts. Nigga, I'll get you, bro. Like, for real, my nigga.
Right.
Like just on some honesty bombs, my nigga. Like, don't want it with me about this shit.
Right.
But, aside from that, we parked on that too long.
Yeah.
But another thing I was going to say too, that I thought was real interesting too, Raz, you was like one of the, especially in the 90s, you was one of the artists from the West Coast that had a lot of love, from the East Coast, and was accepted too. Mm-hmm. That wasn't possible for a lot of artists.
The Bay always showed me. Honestly, man, look, I'm gonna keep it funky. The Bay in New York treated me much better than home. I'm not gonna lie here, man.
And why do you feel?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand my
home.
I'm born and raised there, but I always felt like I was too East Coast to be West Coast, too West Coast to be East Coast, too lyrical to be gangster, too gangster to be lyrical. Never fit in with under these niggas. But at least to some degree, I had a home with Money B and Digital Underground and Shock, and you know what I'm saying. I created a home here and tried to pull Exhibit and then me and Corrupt, and you know what I'm saying. But niggas just niggas is cliquey around here.
Do you feel like
New York,
a lot of LA artists don't make it out of LA, like in terms of?
I think honestly, because of our geography, we create our mini bubble. So even like and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but like the Armenians be over here, the Koreans is over here, the poor Koreans is over here. You understand what I'm saying? The wealthy Mexicans live over here. Like, so we do that even in the music.
True.
All the blood niggas, the Inglewood Blood House, you card be over here. The blood be doing this. All the Long Beach Crip niggas be doing that copy. You know what I'm saying? So we so cliquey. There's strength in numbers. We never unified, especially the older niggas. Some of these younger people, the Nipseys and them, they started really starting to figure that out. Like, let's roll together and create this wave. We've always been separated. And we are we're actually the second biggest market in the United States. But we act like we're Wyoming. We are so groupie for an out-of-towner. We'll do anything for somebody that ain't from here. And meanwhile, we'll shit on the people next door to us. California is a groupie spot for, I don't know why we think the grass is greener. Niggas come out here sucking up our sunshine, fucking our bitches, smoking our weed up. You know what I'm saying? And then be quick to say, like, oh, I don't fuck with the West Coast niggas.
Right.
And you'll get on, you know, the bitches want to suck all on these niggas, dirty dick New York niggas. You know what I'm saying? Y'all believe they lies, believe our lies. Fuck it. Right. I'm just keeping it a buck.
No, I agree with you.
So I was listening to one of your records today, and you actually said, like, a fist fight on Jerry Springer.
Oh, right. Yeah. Ghetto Fabulous,
He recently passed away.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he
Rest in
did.
peace, Jerry Springer.
But I was like, wow, what are the chances that...
Right. That,
Yeah.
What do they call that? They call it kismet? Perfect timing.
Right.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he ever respond to that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine he probably never heard that song.
I'm sure people sent it to him.
Right, huh? Like, oh, you got the rapper guy, say your name.
Right.
Damn, he should have put me on the show.
I actually was on Judge Jerry.
Really?
Yeah, that was entertaining.
How did that come about?
The producer reached out to me and was like, hey, you got anyone that owes you money? I was like, yeah, Fat Boy owes me money.
Wow.
I took his ass to court and I won.
That's a tough.
But yeah.
Do they just pay it anyway? Like, if you win or lose on those shows?
I got him a talent fee, so it was a win-win situation.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. But speaking back on New York hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do agree with you, Ras. Like, they always say that LA is very segregated. Even though they think we're very diverse. But you're right, it is very segregated.
We're segregated.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the only time we hang out with each other maybe at work or at a club or at a function, but after that, everybody dispersed to their own little communities.
I just think even our music collective, our radio.
Yeah.
I have a song on my second album.
Okay.
And they made me change the front of it, right?
Okay.
Like the intro, so it's called Waterproof, and Saphir is who riding the record.
Right.
And I say, what I say is, you radio niggas be sucking them New York niggas' dicks. Y'all don't support y'all own, you bitch ass niggas. Fuck y'all.
Right.
And they're like, you're gonna alienate all the radio people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to change the radio, and I had to mute out. So it's like, you niggas be sucking, and then whack niggas. They changed it like New York niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's how I felt. Like, dude, y'all play any New York nigga, not even a good nigga, just out of town. And now it's insert any Southern nigga.
Right.
Just so you'll support that, but you won't support a dude down the street that need an opportunity. Right. LA never supports its home.
And it was other artists too. I know Snoop was another one that spoke out about it too.
Snoop always advocated about that, and and that's a beautiful thing because he's got a bigger platform and and more influential. Right. I just said what I needed to say because I didn't even I had never counted on getting one album. So my whole thing was like, say it now because you probably ain't gonna the odds. The fact that you got this opportunity is crazy. The odds are you ain't gonna get another one. So I was surprised to get 2 albums out of it. I'm like, they're gonna ban me. I'm a cancel. I'm a walking cancel machine.
Do you feel like radio's dead now?
Radio, when I say radio, I mean anything that corporate America owns. So that means it's never dead. They own Spotify, they own YouTube, but they control your algorithm. Elon Musk proved that easily. Right. That nigga made sure he is the top trending thing on there. Right. This is all fuckery, man. And so once you understand it's all fuckery. It really is. I don't care what you change it to, whatever platform and name, Vine, TikTok. Right. It's fuckery. It's fuckery because somebody runs it at the top. Exactly. And who they like is gonna get an advantage.
I agree. Yeah.
It's just how life works. Nepotism. Period.
You're definitely right, and they do that with a lot of artists too today.
100%.
So if you
just not to cut you off, but I did want to expand on that. Why I said that we act like where Wyoming is. Mm-hmm. You can go to the Bay, and at least to a certain degree, there's major mainstream FM radio or whatever is going to support their local talent.
I agree.
Canada, right?
I agree.
Canada, you can't even. They require by law to play a certain amount of Canadian artists.
That's hard.
Right. That's dope.
Every country does that except for these niggas in LA.
Yeah.
So you can go to the Bay, you go to Sac, you go to Atlanta, you go to Tennessee, and you're going to hear some nigga with a one tooth that's all gold, and he gonna get a shot.
That's real.
He should. And you'll see a million niggas here waiting for the nigga with the gold tooth from Mississippi that they kept playing all day over here because they trying to get a shot.
Right.
All the niggas here trying to get a shot and will support the out-of-towner. And I don't know what's wrong with my home, man. I just never did. This is before me. But the problem ain't went away.
Do you think Hollywood has some type of influence with that?
I mean, I don't know about Hollywood. I mean, we're all entertainment, whether it's boxing, comedians, porn star, rapper, water polo. So we're all entertainers. Our industry is separate from acting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So these is, your program directors and your A&R.
And a lot of them be out-of-towners, though.
Well, that's the other part. Now, I was going to allude to that.
Yeah.
We don't put natives in power here.
That part.
We don't put natives in power, but we should be pushing that line.
I agree.
It'd be some other weird. Oh no, there's some niggas in power at some of these radio stations, and they funny bunny as fuck, bro.
Okay.
Niggas super.
I used to work there.
Half the niggas think they bigger stars than the artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The game got fucked up, literally. Like, it's been fucked up. We just, and I don't know how to get some. I don't have the platform or the mic, but we do need some cleaning house.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe by threat of violence. I didn't say that out loud. But we should be forcing. There should be an allotment of 20% should be local people.
I agree.
At least that. And I'm not talking about myself.
Right.
I'm I'm an old guy. Right. But anybody 25 and under, and give them niggas a shot, bro. Let play they shit. The way you jump on some other nigga from way far away shit.
Yeah.
DJs in the club, stop being a groupie, break a record. Play some of these niggas shit, man, let them get hurt. Right. And then they wonder why niggas don't fuck with them and be treating them funny because you never help.
Yeah.
By the time these niggas want to help you, you don't need their help.
Exactly.
How do you prepare your kids for this industry?
I didn't want them to do this shit. I did not. Ironically, as we sit here in the environment where they did their shit.
Right.
I didn't prepare them in any other thing except they've seen this is what I told them and their mother back when we were doing this. We were kids.
Yeah.
They were nothing, little niggas, but my whole thing was learn from my successes and my failures.
Right.
Okay.
So I couldn't go to my mother and father and get advice about this. They knew nothing of this world.
Right.
I had to learn with my homies in real time and fuck up and
trial and error.
You know what I'm saying? Coolio, rest in peace, told me one. Say this thing he said to me. It was hilarious, and I did not like it, but it was funny when he said it. He said, "I might have just been about to get a record deal," and he was like, "Raz, the worst part about this business is no matter how much you put your ass on the concrete, you gonna get fucked." He's like, "You gotta but keep it as low down as possible, so you don't get fucked a lot."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I remember him saying that. I'm like, I just want to get treated right and be fair to people, and they treat me fair, but that's not how this works.
Right.
Motherfuckers got agendas. Niggas, what the fine print, what the large print giveth, the fine print taketh away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to read everything. Nigga, wait. This shit say this is only valid on Wednesdays, nigga. What the fuck? You got to read everything these days. So it's very tricky. The only I prepared them through going through the journey. Okay. And I have expertise. And then my little sister, she saw, it used to break my heart. But my little sister is a Berkeley Law graduate. You know why she did that? Because she saw her brother going through all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, she's an entertainment lawyer. But it makes her straight. And then she graduated and started gigging. She sings jazz. Yeah. But what I told Raz and Taj, and by extension, Eric and Rio Lowe's is you have a wealth of fucking information at your fingertips. True. Between your mama, me, my sister, your auntie. Yeah. Like, nigga, don't be the idiot and listen to these bitches or these niggas out here because you went viral and you think everybody love you. So that's what I tell them. Nobody loves you, nigga. Nobody loves you, nigga. Your mama loves you, nigga. Right. That's about it. Right. I barely like
that's
you.
Real.
So you better know who loves you. Right. And stop listening to these bitches and these bitch ass niggas that don't have none but just trying to you will come up for niggas. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You popping now, niggas see you might be bag worthy and niggas want some of that bag with you. Right. So fuck all that, nigga. You better listen to the people that been through it that will not sell you information. I'll give it to you freely, my dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love you. I want the best for you no matter what.
Right.
Your mother does too. My mother, but she ain't qualified.
Yeah.
And I gave him an analogy recently. Oh, I doubt he ain't gonna get that. But I told one of the niggas, I said, look, bro, if I want to know about the IRS, I'm gonna ask my mother's sister who retired from the IRS. I'm not gonna ask the niggas smoking crack next to the IRS bill.
Right.
Stop asking niggas that ain't qualified for advice.
Right.
And your bitch is not qualified because her pussy good.
Right. I agree.
Now, if she worked for some shit and she's a exec, and that's a bar for all niggas. I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying
that's
for real.
Just
niggas,
a life period.
Your homie who you grow with, and now he talking, you that nigga.
Yeah.
He's a hype man. He is not the best person to give you advice.
Right.
Unless he's an exec.
Right.
Niggas start listening to the wrong people in this business.
I agree.
Don't listen to your bitch and your homie. Because they didn't get you here.
That part. I agree 1,000%. Because I think with a lot of young artists coming up, that's what they do. They got so many people in the ear. They may have a hot single, whatever. Oh no, you should do this. You should do this. And they end up crashing.
Yeah.
You still in his school?
I work with him from time to time, but he's another one that what Ras was just talking about for us. People in his ear. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And because he got the little buzz and things like that, the females liking him and things like that, but not really listening to people who seen it from trial and error, experienced the trial and error, so yeah. Somewhat, I work with him from time to time, but another thing I was going to ask you, Raz, because I always noticed you to be a very outspoken person, very, very real, no hold bars, and speaking of no holds bars, you know the record I'm talking about, The Nature of the Threat. You know what I mean?
The beginning of the end for me?
Yeah. Yo, so speaking of that record, and I remember when I first heard it, I'm like, damn, they got this shit on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? They ain't take it off. Because it was you threw, but it was real though.
Yeah.
It was real. It wasn't like you was trying to say I hate these type of people. It was you just speaking facts.
It's just chronological history.
That's
all
it.
It really is.
That's it.
Major threat. There's a thesis, but the thesis is always just your opinion, the thing you're trying to prove.
Right. Exactly.
Which is that I said right at the end, the nature of Western civilization, white men. Mm-hmm. You have to see them as potential threats to us because for them to survive, this is what they have to do. Right. If you're a minority, for you to become a ruling majority, you have to cheat. Right. Because if you were doing democracy, you would be outvoted. If we were doing genetics, then we absorb those genetics and then they wouldn't exist. So they had to come up with a concept that works for them to be separate and also for them to still retain ruling. Right. They couldn't just go to war and be they're world minority. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And that's it. So looking back at it now, when you made that song, do you have any regrets? Nah. Okay. No, man. I'm glad because I wrote that record and I wasn't gonna put it on my first album. I write things and just put them to the side. Okay. Because I know people ain't ready. Right. Just for real. Like Keith Murray used to say that, like, you're 25 years ahead of your time. Yeah. And that's Keith Murray saying it. I agree. Like y'all just not getting like a Kendrick. Like y'all was never ready. They ain't ready for me. Right. Like I have my first album is more applicable than most niggas' albums today. Like I'm a smarter nigga than you on these pants. That's that part. Period. I may not make you want to dance the most. I mean, I kill the most niggas in trap. I won't even tell you about no trapping because I never sold no dope. Right. I didn't. So I don't talk about. I say my cousin. The other niggas, the homies did. I say the homie. Yeah. Or I'm thinking about it. There's been a fucking a couple of times. I thought about it, but. Yeah, I don't regret it. I knew once I committed to putting it, the only reason why I recorded it was so I wouldn't lose the notebook. Okay. And then I would have been mad at myself. So I was like, I'm just going to record it and just get it out. And then I played it for my mother. She cried. Yeah. And she's like, this is important. You got to put it on the album.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna put on the second album. She's like, no, this is important. Just put it down. I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was gonna get banned after that.
You already knew.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why I was like, get one off.
Yeah.
And I come back and then get banned.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you just gotta do it. I'm like, it's gonna be bad for me.
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, I'm pissed off. There's people that still resent me, but it's true. And my whole thing was, prove me wrong now. And that's the thing. Like, there are people, and the beautiful thing is that from London to India to, Long Beach to, Los Angeles, I've gotten professors and, high school teachers that say, I use your song to educate in universities.
That's huge.
That is big.
Yeah, so that's, for me, that's a big blessing just to make something that stands the test of time, that encourages, and it encourages people to read and learn. So that's
it did.
For me, it was to create the dialogue. But I knew I was going to suffer the consequences.
Okay.
I knew it.
And do you think your kids, they suffer any backlash from that? Okay.
No, I think I think that there's such a breath of fresh air right now to the community, the hip hop community.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that root for me as Ras Kass and say, like, I've had other artists, I've had people, execs, they'd be like, yo, man, like, you are like the most underrated, ill dude, you're a good dude, like, you got a bad deal. I'm like, I know, but I'm still having fun. So that, but I remember telling the exec, like the owner of my company in Register, I was like, dude, I'm better looking than these niggas.
Yeah.
Like, I was a money bag. Nigga. I look better than... if someone's selling these niggas selling these kind of records, and you had me at 17, my nigga, we could have got money.
Right.
The handsome nigga, then I would have had the fucking workout guy. I could be huffing. I'm like, bro, I'm still money now. You sign niggas at 22 that look 48.
That's true.
My nigga, what are you doing, nigga? I'm money.
Right.
Y'all fucked up, so now they got 4 monies. That's what Coast Contra is. These niggas money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't dead yet, so I'm not tripping. Like, God willing, nigga, all it takes is one.
And you still got a core fan base too.
Yeah, man. We still, bro. I get out the bubble of home, man. There's a world of money
that still appreciates you.
And a world of. I'm not talking about the 40-year-old, niggas in the club sausage fest.
Yeah.
Like I just did. I was blessed. I know we got to wrap up, but I'll leave you guys with this. I went to London. I only had a couple of gigs. I was going there on some other businesses, some other business ventures, but I had a couple of gigs, and a few were with Farside.
Yeah.
A couple were solo.
Okay.
And I was going also to kind of promote my other business, which is merchandise, tour merchandise. And and my friends were going to be in town. So I knew D12 was going to be there with Snoop Dogg. And I knew that Chris Brown was going to be there, and my friend Tone and his tour manager, Lopez. So I was able to go. Sorry, somebody just really blowing it up. Okay. All right, so long story, and then I'll get out of here. I was able to go to Chris Brown shit back to back. Listening, looking, recon. I'm like, song after song, I'm just listening to the beats. I'm not a Chris Brown, like, fan. I mean, I think he's dope, but I don't like listen to his music enough to identify what song that is or whatever. Right. But when you in the O2 Arena, every nationality, every age bracket, but in general hot, just 18 to 30, bad bitch, Asian, white, black, Arab. I'm like, God, this is the kind of show I want to have. So I'm just listening to the beats. Like, I need to start picking beats that make them do this.
Right.
This is awesome. 2 days in a row. So I did recon in that sense. And then I went to Snoop shit. And Snoop pulled me up, and and I rocked. So midway through the show, he brings me out. 22,000. That was awesome, doing that recon. And then I went with Farside. And then we had these shows, and it was so great to see. I thought it was going to be the 40-year-old sausage fest.
Right. 800
people for Farside shows. We did a couple of them. 22-year-old people. Like, the music is resonating. Hip-hop is resonating with young people outside of America. These niggas are busy trying to chase this trap shit and be all weirded out. And meanwhile, the young people across the world like hip hop.
Actually enjoying it.
Love it. Learning at 18, 19, 20, 21, like this my shit. And Coach Contra represents that. That's what their music is. Yeah. New niggas realizing bars are important. It's dope to have bars. Yeah. So.
Last question, because you mentioned Snoop. What are your thoughts on Suge Knight saying Snoop acquiring Death Row is illegal?
Oh, man. I have no idea about that, but he got it now. He can't stop it. And I want to get signed to it. I ain't gonna lie. I love Snoop. I love Snoop. He got a little camp over there. I'm rolling with what Snoop doing, man. Man. Snoopy dog, man. Snoopy for president.
Hey. Well, I appreciate you, Ras, for stopping by, hanging out with us.
Love, y'all.
There you go. Much love and much success to you. Actually, you got a new song out, right?
Oh yeah. We dropped what the name of the song is? Oh, Contempop. Okay. So this is my term, adult contemporary hip hop.
Love it.
So it's a little more mature. I don't do. I think Rick Ross, Nas, Coach Contra makes Contempop. Ras Kass makes Contempop. The roots.
All right.
Yeah. So it's still kind of has current feels and sensibilities, but then it still has classic golden era sensibilities.
Is it out yet, or it's going to be?
Yeah, it's already it's out. We put out a video. Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's just we're just branding. We want people to, because I don't want to call it old school because it's not old. It still grows. You know what I'm saying? Right. I like calling it golden era, but that was in those songs were done in those years, 93 or 97 or whatever. Right. So I like the Contempop time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to be all for the Rap Scene Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Jay.
This is Shirley.
And we got
3 Pop. Razzie Kazzy, man.
I can't.
All right, tune in next time.
Thank you.
And we'll see y'all.
Thank you. Peace.
Fun.